All right, well, it's been a couple days, and as you can see, we got the front tires on, and I was all excited. I was like, yay, we're finally done. I was going to take you for a ride on the mower and, go mow some weeds. And as I was, setting up for all of that, lo and behold, the one of the bearings for the blades on the deck there didn't want a bearing anymore. So before we can actually go use this, let's change the bearings out. It's really simple. You already saw me drop the deck. I'm going to try to, I realized in the last video I didn't get you down in there so you could see it. So I'm going to get the camera in a little closer in this video so you can see me pulling the deck off and the pins and the, where everything's at. So let's get the deck off real quick. Let's pull the blades, let's pull the bearings out. We'll slam some new bearings in there. I did get a new belt because I smoked that belt. By the time I realized, wait a minute, what's going on? There's cloud of smoke, and yeah, so we got a new belt for it. So we'll put a new belt on. All right. So now you can kind of see. So right here, these are the arms that raise and lower. They're the lift arms. One there and identical one on the opposite side. So we're just going to reach in here. And depending on your specific mower and model, these things are in there good. Wow. There it goes. Yours may pin on the outside, yours may pin on the inside, and I think it just depends on the specific mower deck that you're using. Mine seem to pin better on the inside, so that's the route that I'm going. As you can see, I'm just using needle nose pliers. So, let's try that again. Oh, you go for a little ride. Now that we have both of these unpinned, there's that little guy. Whoop, there you go. Don't bump that. Okay, now that we have the pins out from the insides there, I went ahead and dropped our little pan hard bar back here in the back. Just got a cotter pin, and that sucker just slips right off. Then these arms right here actually have quite a bit of lateral movement available to them. So you can just pop these bad boys off, and that's about it. All right. Got our T30 here. Pop these covers off real quick. I don't know if you can see the pile of rubber, just the absolute chunks. So this guy right here is the culprit. right. Pop these guys off here. Save that guy because he's still all right. Now, pull this belt off. I mean, I think that belt will probably still do all right. I mean, you can see the melty, the shiny. That belt definitely. That one's pretty good. That one's kind of so-so. That one's toast. I'm surprised it still moves. So, okay. Now we got to dig out all the weeds that are just buried. I'm sure that doesn't help anything. All right, 7/8 on the old impact. I'm gonna go ahead and take these, maybe, those may be stuck on there from 49 years of neglect. That probably are stuck on there from 49 years of neglect. Hey, that one came right off. So did that one. Nice. What about this one? Nope. You know what that means? It's time for the framing hammer. Let's set you like that so I don't forget which way you go. Now, we're not planning on saving these, otherwise never do this. I really don't want to have to pull out the puller, but we just might have to. I think we're going to need to pull out the puller. There's a spacer. Remember that. Yeah, let's go grab the puller real quick. Pop these guys off. So, start with this guy. We're just going to use the 2-jaw variety. Just needed a little persuasion. So each of those have a little spacer under them. I get too rowdy with it because we don't want to bend the pulley. Did we bend the pulley? Yeah. Yeah, we bent the pulley. Okay. That shouldn't be too difficult to straighten out. All right, so that one literally fell apart. That one didn't. That one didn't. Okay. Well, for your sake, I genuinely hope that you don't have to whip out the old puller to get yours off. Hopefully yours just slide right off like the first ones did. These were 1/2 inch. They're a little spicy. There you go. That one broke, that one broke, that one did not. Perfect. Hey, that one didn't. I mean, I'll never be able to get the bolt out, but pliers. Oh. Nope. We're gonna have to use a punch to get that guy out. Probably the same for those two. Well, Ace Hardware is closed, so we're not going to be getting new bolts today. Perfect. Okay, we're back. Hey, that one didn't break. That one didn't break either. The ones that are the hardest to get out are the ones that didn't break. That's funny. Okay. Should go like that. Okay. All right. We have enough tools out. Take some dang pulleys off. Probably not. Obviously we don't. How cool would it be if the new pulleys from Amazon had hardware with them? That would be pretty cool. Not gonna, lose any sleep thinking about them. So I'm assuming we're gonna want to keep those little rings. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Let's prop it up just like so. All right, let's look at, let's grab this box. Let's take a look and see here. Okay. Oh, I hear rattling around. It does come with new hardware. Wow. Ain't that just fancy? It comes with new spacers too for the underneath the what? Well, that's awesome. Okay, so we don't have to worry about getting down to A. So you can see they do appear to be identical. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, you ain't gonna hear any complaining from me, that's for sure. Let's hit these with the old wire brush real quick and let's get her back together. Why am I so close to the door? Perfect. Okay, well, they go like that. It's real difficult. They're pretty brand new bolts. Perfect. And it even comes with new hardware, it looks like, to secure the blade onto the bearing. Isn't that just nice of them? All right, well, I'm kind of thinking I probably should just go ahead and throw the blades on while we're here. So remember, when you're putting the blades on, if you're trying to remember which way do they go, sharp, pointy side goes to the exit. Wow, they fit. I'm always skeptical and nervous when I buy something, especially when I buy Chinesium on Amazon, that's a standard bolt. Wow. That things aren't going to fit. I just, you know, and I'm always surprised when they do. Okay. Let's flip this bad boy over. Do the top side. Perfect. Is that the one we tweaked? It is. It's straight enough for a V-belt. Okay. Got the little spacer on there. Got our little pulley. So far, everything's been the exact same size. Wow, it's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Look how smooth. It just spin and spin and spin. That's pretty dang good. Okay, let's new belt. All right. The new belt. Just remember, straight across the back, like so. Over that one and then behind this one. But we're gonna go this way so we can leverage ourselves over that tension spring right there. Okay. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This guy goes this way. There we go. Perfect. We just got to put our little covers back on, little safety devices, and we could finally go mow for the 97th time. That at this point, everything's been replaced. Like it has to work. It can't not work. Oh, but it's an old mower. We're bringing her back to life, kicking and screaming. Okay, I'm gonna go off camera real quick. I'm gonna throw this bad boy on. How dark is it outside? Oh, it doesn't matter. We got headlights. We're gonna go mow something. All right. Wow. That was exciting. All right. Well, as you can see, she's not running, which is kind of frustrating because right at the very end. But let's quick. I forgot to hit record first time around. So we're gonna real quick. We're gonna take the top of the engine off. Just a quick cover here, and we're gonna check this bad boy out and see why won't you run. Now I did try to spray a little carb cleaner down into the carburetor to see if we could get it to fire off, and we got nothing. So that's kind of making me believe that we don't necessarily have a fuel issue, but probably more like a spark issue. So you remember earlier when we first got the tractor running, we could just simply take the grounding wire off of the coil here and run the engine without the key switch. We were using the lone wolf, and then when we're ready to shut it off, we could then attach the wire. So we're going to, by doing this, we're going to be bypassing all of the kill switches, all of that, and see if we have spark. Let's see if we can't get this thing running. So disconnect the spark plug. We've got our fancy pants little spark plug tester here. Snap that on, and then Why don't you come over here and watch for me while let's see if we got spark. Should be seeing a little blinky light in there. All right. Fire in the hole. Well, apparently it wants to run now. Okay, well, it looks like the spark is back randomly for some unknown reason. I just did that 2 seconds ago. We didn't have spark. Okay, so we just tested on the old spark plugs there, and we found that we have no spark. So, and you may be thinking, well, are you sure there, Austin? Did you check the powers and the grounds and the fuses and all the other things? Well, I'll tell you this. What's cool about small engines is, I don't know if you noticed this, but there are no wires connected to that. This is the only wire. And this, just kicked you, and this is actually a ground wire to disable the coil. This provides no electricity to it. The entire thing is self-sufficient. This generates power, period. The only time it doesn't generate power is when you apply ground to it. So we saw it wasn't generating any spark whatsoever. We had the wire disconnected, so there was no outside interference with this. That just was not producing a spark. Now, I don't know why. It could have a poor ground over here. It could be something internal. Obviously, it's 49 and a half years old and crusty. So we got a new one made straight out of Chinesium. So hopefully this fits. It looks, pretty much the same. Spark plug wires look to be, yep, they look to be about the same length. So I think we're going to be fine there. Now, on the new coil, it doesn't give you any kind of specifications as far as your air gap goes. On either side, it's not imprinted anywhere, stamped anywhere. It's got, your Chinesium name on there. Right here, you can see it says 10 thousandths air gap with an arrow pointing. So, rotation of the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to swing this bad dude around. This is the easiest way to set your gap. Now, you are going to need, you can do it the hillbilly way, which, trust me, I greatly approve of the hillbilly method. Use a business card. Take your business card, drop it in there, you're good to go. But for those of you that don't know, on your feeler gauges, you have one brass feeler gauge, and it is 10 thousandths. So it's non-magnetic. As you can see, this guy right here, whoa, we just ruined it. This guy's pretty tight. But we can physically fit the 10 thousandths in there. Same with this side over here. We can physically fit the 10 thousandths in there. So we know that it is currently at 10 thousandths. So we know we're good there. But that's what the brass one is for. There's other things it's for too. You can use it for anything you want. But there is a 10 thousandths in here that's a standard steel or stainless steel. There's 5, there's 3, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there's a 10. So we have 2 10s on there. We have a steel, and we have a brass. So that's usually how they come. That's standard. So let's go ahead and Let's pop this bad dude off. As you can see, it's a piece of cake. You take the sheet metal off, 10 screws, and then it's right there. Is this the right size? It is. It is the right size. There she goes. Arrow. I'm assuming that's, pointing forward. Make sure you don't accidentally put it on more backwards, or we got our new doodabber. So the reason that I put the magnet right here is to aid in our installation. And I'll show you why here in just one moment. So as you can see, these do have slots. These are slotted. You don't want it tight. You want it, close to tight, but not completely tight. So it doesn't really matter. You can use the brass one. You can use the non-brass one. It doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this feeler gauge, and I got the magnet lined up with this pole, and I'm going to stick that feeler gauge in there as far as I can, and then I'm going to press this one side. Now, this other side will still move. It's kind of unfortunate that that's the way it is. If you have a single cylinder small engine, generally speaking, it will work a little bit easier because you literally only have the one. It's just a little easier because you only have one mag, or one mag. Well, this also only has one magnet, but okay. So you can see there, we got a nice tight 10 thousandths. Over on this guy right here, what are we looking at? We also have a closer-ish enough tight 10 thousandths. It doesn't have to be exact. If it's 11 thousandths on one side and 10 on the other, it's going to be fine. It's just it's fine. Just calm down. That's fine. So let's get this guy plugged back into here. It's a little bit on the looser side. I'm going to get a little pair of pliers, and we're going to just squeeze on it, just a scotch. We're going to get this one. Let's give her a gentle squeeze. See, I tightened it up quite a bit. If you go this route, you can do it this way, but just be cautious. It doesn't take much. You squish them together too tight. See, now it's nice and secure. You squish them too tight, they pinch together, and then trying to get it apart and you can't, and then you put it on, and then it breaks the connector, and then you got to cut it off and put a new connector on it because you broke the old one, and then the wire's not long enough anymore, and then it just turns into a thing, and it just ruins your day. So just take her easy. Okay. Looks pretty good, like so. All right, let's put the top back on for the 49th time. Putting this coil back on, it's kind of reminded me of one of my favorite Bible verses, John 3:16 and 17. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, so that the world through him might be saved. perfect. Let's get our little air filter saver installed here. And then let's see. I'm slightly worried when I bought this ignition coil. The reviews on the old Amazon were very mixed. They were either perfect, works perfect, or it doesn't work at all. It was 50-50. I'm just kind of hoping that there were people out there that didn't know, air gap, and they just jammed it right up against it, butted it up, and that's why it wasn't working. Maybe, possibly. I'm hoping operator error was the main issue with all the ones that were complaining that it wasn't working, because after all, it's a pretty simple device. So, okay. Park brake on. We are in neutral. So a little bit of choke. Fires right up. Okay, so I decided to go ahead and do another little tune-up on the carburetor. Now we've got a new coil in there. We know the spark plugs are firing nice and strong. And the best thing to do is give it that last final tune-up with the deck on and full load conditions. So get the deck spinning up, fired up, and sit there and get your last final, little air fuel adjustments. As you can see, she is kicking on. She's got all the power in the world. Running all the way up the wide open throttle. Sounds great. Let's throw the hood on. Let's go mow my 4.5 foot tall weeds real quick. You thought I was joking when I said the weeds were 4 feet tall. Nope. They really were 4 feet tall. And I don't know if you noticed, but this old girl right here, she's a tank. Never even bogged down once. And you saw, some of those things, there's one of them there. I ran over that thing 47 times. It's still standing. But those are some gnarly, thick. Thicker than my thumb. But this, you can't beat this. Just good old American iron right there. So I think we're done. There's, I'm sure when I figure out a seat, I'll maybe do a video about me throwing the seat on there. Or, I don't know. let me know. Drop down in the comments if there's something that you'd like to see me do to this machine. Maybe you want to do yours, or maybe this thing needs something and you're like, hey dude, you forgot, you really need the doohickey-mabob or the chingadera that you didn't put on there, whatever. Drop it down in the comments below. Let me know. This thing's a ripper. I think we got her dialed in. So thanks for watching. Up next, the mini bike. I got a race coming up later this month with the mini bike. Oh yeah. There's a barrel racing. They're going to do the horses first, and they're going to do dirt bikes afterwards. I entered it in with my mini bike. Mini bike versus dirt bikes. Can't see why there'd be anything that would go wrong there. All right, I'll catch you next week, and let's get this little dude ripping.